Okay, so here we go. This camera is going to be a little shaky because it is on my phone. Okay, so all of these are from M.I. Gardner, and these came in a couple days ago, and these are all of the seeds that I had ordered. So a lot of them are different types of some vegetables and herbs, like for instance basil. I've got four different types of basil, parsnips, oh, 5 different types of basil, and then I've got carrots, a bunch of those, 4 different types, as well as in here we've got onions, a few different types of onions, peas, a couple types of those, some fennel, turnip, rutabaga, asparagus, radicchio, stuff like that, sorrel, dandelion, and mustard, lettuces, so lettuces and cauliflowers and brassicas, and corn, a couple types of corn, dill, a couple of types of dill, right? And then we've got a couple of types of parsley, and then some melons, and then 2 types of kohlrabi. So that's this little part of it. And then in the center here, we've got, it's all going to end up getting rerouted anyway, so. Alright, so let's go here. We got eggplant, zucchini, squashes, pumpkin, and then we've got some cucumbers, some different types. There's 4 or 5 types of cucumbers there, 686, and then tomatoes, San Marzanos, Brandywine Red, Delicious, Roma's, Homestead, 42-day tomatoes, which are cherry tomato. That's the tomatoes, and then a whole bunch of peppers. I've got, I don't know. I don't think that's all of them. Okay, so I've got a number of different types of peppers, starting with jalapeno, and jalapeno, cayenne, habanero, pimento, pasilla, or bahillo, Anaheims, anchos, corals, Sunbright. You can tell I like my hot stuff. California bell peppers, California wonders, serranos, Tabasco peppers. Oh, there's some more tomatoes there. Look at that. Chili de arbol, Crescido pepperoncini, big reds. That's a bell pepper. Sweet banana peppers, and Manitoba tomatoes. There's another tomato right there. So there's a number of different tomato plants. And then we've got here, we've got radishes. So there's a number of different types of radishes. And then the third part of the box, we've got beets. Okay, so beets, 3 or 4 different types of beets, maybe 5. Beans, we've got a bunch of different beans. Spiked beans, contenders, like, you know, scarlet runners, navy beans, pinto beans, broccoli rub, and then some cabbage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 types of cabbage, or 5 types, and then that's broccoli rub, so I already mentioned that. So we've got Savoy, Early Jersey, Golden Acre, Mammoth Red Rock, and late flat Dutch, and then we've got red acre, Danish ball, a couple of types of sunflowers. Now I already have sunflowers in my stack, and then I've got flowers here, so flowers and herbs. Viola, borage, lavender, and a bunch more here. Herbs, so savory, Italian oregano, thyme, chervil, sweet marjoram, marigold, nasturtiums. Those are always handy in the garden. Cover crop mix. So this is one of the different ones that we got here. Doesn't quite say, but clover, rosemary, some marshmallow, caraway, hyssop, not the hyssop out of the Bible, but you know, some jicama, chicory, St. John's wort, cilantro, chives, a couple of types of amaranth, bee balm, milkweed, and wildflower mix. So that is the unboxing on that, and the lavender and some other stuff. So this will all get sorted, and then what I'll do is I'll the ones I'm going to use for my fall and winter harvest, I'll keep those out, and everything else will get set up for succession planting for the spring, and for starting in my greenhouse, in my heated what do you call it there, my heated tent. It's got 4 levels on it, and it's got grow lights and heat pads underneath each level, so that'll work great. But that's a lot of seeds. That's you figure all of these at pretty much $2 a sleeve. That's a lot of seeds, right? So I'm going to have a lot of fun in all this. Isn't that great? Now that is a gardener's dream. And I mean, with the wildflower mixes and the nasturtiums and the marigolds, I always plant those in my garden to help deter pests. And some of these herbs and flowers, actually, when you do your companion planting, they actually, if you plant what goes along with tomatoes, some of them will make the tomatoes taste better. Like if you plant basil next to tomatoes, it makes them taste better. Some of them, if you plant them next to tomatoes, they'll make the skin more resistant to pests. And I'm stoked. Yeah, I am really stoked. So while I'm doing this, let's go take a quick look at my greenhouse, and I'll show you, give you a little rundown of my garden here right now. Okay, so this is that little tiny cherry tomato plant that I had hanging up over my garden beds. That's how big it is now, and that's a month and a half. And then I've got my elderberry, and the growth on here is just going crazy. I'm just about finished my peas. I harvested some of them this afternoon, and it's coming along great. But the tomatoes are starting to ripen up really nicely, and it's coming along great. My poppies didn't do too well there. No matter what I do with them, I seem to water them correctly, and that my beans are coming along finally, and my sunflowers are coming along famously. My corn is getting really high for growing it in a grow box or a raised bed. I'm happy. And like I said, my peas, I've been harvesting on them now for 11 days. And like I said, with marigolds and poppies, The onions, I'm just about ready to reharvest them. And I've replanted in there. I've got 2 rows of carrots that are just starting to come up. And then I've got beets, cabbage, and radish in there. That was the potato forest. These are my replanted potatoes, potato beds here. And they're all russet right now. Now the greenhouse, and it's still a work in progress, guys. So that's the honeybee mix right there. And the honeybees and the bumblebees are just coming along famously. Okay, so my greenhouse, my potting bench, and herbs. I've got all the herbs in here. This is my seed starting rack. It's not gonna stay in here for right now because I've got to rearrange these benches because I'm going to put a built-in beds in here. But I just harvested basil the other day out of those 2, and off of that one's starting to go to seed now. And my wonder of wonders, first time I've ever been able to grow bell peppers. I'm happy. And then there's the eggplant. That was small the last time you saw it. My echinacea is finally coming along, as is my lemon balm. And this is what's really impressive. That's the catnip. That didn't take long to get that big. And everything in here that's growing seems to be prospering quite well. And this is my caraway seeds that are my cilantro plant that I've let go to seed, because I'm going to collect all these and harvest the seeds, because I like coriander. Now this bench is new, but if you look here, it's got a screen drawer, so you can actually screen out sand and rocks and dirt, and that's going to be handy. But those are all my pest control sprays down there, and 90% of those are off of the YouTube channels that I watch, the gardening channels. So that's my greenhouse. And one of these days I'll figure out how to put a motor on those to open and close them so I don't have to all the time. And right now, the temperature in here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific is 80 degrees. And see what I mean about the bumblebees? They love this little spot. Well, that's it. That is my unboxing video and a little tour of my garden. I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great day. Prep Rebel out.